This is Hannibal here from the Hannibal TV on YouTube with a UAP/drone news update. By the way, in the UFO world, I just have to say lately, there's been a lot of talk and very little substance. That's just my honest opinion and a lot of people's honest opinion. Some people will tell you no bombshells have been dropped. I hardly think anything that's been said lately has set the world on fire. That's my honest opinion as a wrestling reporter, not a UFO reporter trying to just get you to click on stuff. I'll give you just my honest opinion. There hasn't been anything that hasn't, quite frankly, bored me lately. But let's get into what President Trump has said about the drones. I want to examine it, but first I'll point out a couple of things. Something new came out today. Representative Burleson, the Missouri representative who is on the UAP task force, has come out and said publicly that he has requested that President Trump, on the heels of releasing the RFK and JFK files, he's put in a formal request to have those released. Senator Burleson, Representative Burleson from Missouri, he wants some more of the UFO files declassified, such as the Roswell files, and some type of disclosure to happen. I guess on the UAP task force, he knows more than your average person knows, and he thinks there should be some more disclosure, maybe something along the lines of an indication that non-human intelligence exists. Because I do believe that much. I do believe that much that it does exist from my research. And just before we review Donald Trump's statements on the mystery drones, I just want to remind people that both in December and January, Representative Nancy Mace from the Carolinas has said publicly that there was two types of drones that she can't reveal the shapes of, but in classified meetings, she's been told that there's two types of, you can call them drones or UAPs. More likely, they'd be classified as UAPs that were being seen during the wave of mystery drone sightings that are still going on, but to a lesser extent. But during the time when they were actually closing the airspace above military bases and restricting various airspaces in New Jersey, there were two types that she said she was told that classified briefings were unknown still, for what that is worth. But let's start by going over Donald Trump's December 16th statement on the drones. Let's hear what he had to say on December
Can
16th.
you comment on the drones that are flying around New Jersey ports? It seems like the American people have a big
The
disconnect.
government knows what is happening. Look, our military knows where they took off from. If it's a garage, they can go right into that garage. They know where it came from and where it went. And for some reason, they don't want to comment. And I think they'd be better off saying what it is. Our military knows and our president knows. And for some reason, they want to keep people in suspense. I can't imagine it's the enemy, because if it was the enemy, they'd blast it out. Even if they were late, they'd blast it. Something strange is going on. For some reason, they don't want to tell the people, and they should, because the people are really, I mean, they happen to be over Bedminster.
Will you
Want to
shoot
know
them
the
down?
truth?
Why?
They're very,
Will you
they're
shoot them
very,
down?
they're very close to Bedminster. I think maybe I won't spend the weekend in Bedminster.
Have
I've decided to cancel my trip.
Have you received an intelligence briefing on the drones?
I don't want to comment on that.
So, about 40 days ago now, when he was just the president elect, what he said on record about the drones were that he wouldn't comment on if he'd received a briefing about it, and he felt the government knew exactly what they were. So then he made another statement about this in January, on January 10th. Let's take a look at what he said on January
The story
10th.
that kind of disappeared very suddenly. Do you have any idea whatever happened to the drones?
What happened to drones?
Well, you had said that you knew you thought the government knew what was happening with these drones over New Jersey. There were some by Bedminster.
I don't know. They're over Bedminster a lot, so I can imagine. I'm going to give you a report on drones about one day into the administration, because I think it's ridiculous that they're not telling you about what's going on with the drones. And it's not only with me. Glenn was telling me today that in Virginia, they have drones all over the place too, and nobody's reporting it. I don't know why they're not. Do you want to say something about it? They don't want to talk about it, and nobody knows why. They don't want to talk about it. That could be us sending drones. I hope that's the case, us doing it and doing research, and maybe they don't want to talk about it from that standpoint. I hope it's not an enemy, but we're going to find out on the 21st, the day after. You have to give me a little time for the inauguration.
So that's just a clip. What he says the day after his inauguration there, he says on the 21st, he's going to give us a report on the drones. And also in that meeting that he was having that was covered by numerous press sources at the time, other government officials talked about mystery drone sightings in their state. So again, there he says categorically, the day after I'm elected, I'm going to give a report on what the mystery drones are. And he doesn't know why they're not telling us about it, but he's assuring us we're going to find out what they are on December the 21st. Or sorry, January the 21st. So let's go on now and review what he said on January 21st.
President Trump, at some point, will you use your powers of the presidency to tell Americans who are concerned about drones?
Yeah.
A
Oh,
few weeks
good.
ago,
Yeah.
what exactly
I
was
will.
happening? Can you tell us now?
In fact, I'd like to know because I just got here.
What do you think?
I just came here. I've been here for what, 15 minutes now.
Do people listening, because this is going out live?
And I got to read this letter too. Because of you, I found this letter.
I can read it for you.
It's interesting. Yeah, I know you would. Your father would too.
But is it anything that these drones, is it anything that people need to be worried
No,
about?
I think it's terrible. I would like to find out what it is and tell the people.
And can you commit to some kind of?
In fact, I'd like to do that. Could we find out what that was, Susie? Okay? Yeah, why don't we find out immediately? I mean, I can't imagine it's an enemy or there would have been, people would have gotten blown up all over. Maybe they were testing things. I don't know why they wouldn't have said what it was.
So here's the interesting thing about that statement. It's actually a member of the press bringing it up to him on the 21st, despite him saying on January 10th that he was going to reveal a report on the 21st. On the 21st, he acts like, well, I'm just getting into office. Ask me about it after I've been in office, as if he hadn't said that he was going to say it on the 21st. Now, I actually like President Trump as a WWE Hall of Famer, as a businessman. I like that he's going to release the JFK files. I'm not even a political person. I'm Canadian. All I'm saying is on December 16th, he acted like he may know something about it. On January 10th, he says he's going to say something about it on the 21st. He doesn't know why they're hiding it. Then on the 21st, he acts like he didn't say anything on January 10th about saying that he was going to say something on the 21st. And he asks Sally to look into it. So let's hope that we actually get some type of statement, official statement about what they were. And if there are some that were legitimate mysteries, are they going to say that, or are they going to say, like he's suggesting there, that it's some type of black operation? But there's definitely some contradicting statements there. That's disappointing. There's a lot of disappointment because we keep getting promised information and promise bombshells. And yeah, you can say I'm being impatient, but I like News Nation. Their recent stuff with this barber guy, to me, overall was boring. It was boring. Say what you want about it. There was very little substance to that. And I know I'll get heat for that. And then President Trump, to use the term of wrestling, he's kayfabing on January 21st that he said on January 10th that he was going to reveal information on January 21st. And now, I mean, here's the thing, if it's something very basic, why didn't you just tell us? If it's nothing, why wouldn't you just tell us? Mark, I agree with you. I believe he's buying time as well. That's what we'll end off on here. They're buying time on revealing